Right, on to your bit, Nav. Do you want to ask your questions?
This part of it is called HR Functions Linkages, which would have linked to your policies, which we need to. I have to work around this. I'm going to try. Basically, this is help me determine how human resource management functions link towards the overall strategic vision of the company.
Yeah.
So I've only got two questions. So how does strategic human resource management linking this business with human resource management? Basically, your strategies, your plan, strategies and plan functions in the HR model with each other, which we don't have a HR model because that took everything out of place.
we do. Well, we use an HR model. So there's an organisational development model called the people capability model that I use to assess when I came into business. Used to assess where we're at. People capability maturity model, I should say, PCMM, and that just gives you some frameworks to work within in terms of what sort of things you should be tackling from an HR perspective in what order. And giving you a real focus on get the basics right, then step up, and then get these right, and then step up. So we do that. A lot of our stuff though is driven by much more immediate needs. So if we're expanding, if we're buying a new brand, how do we integrate them? You know, what's the whole strategy behind that? What's their culture? How does that integrate with our culture? The constant looks at how do we get better? What do we want to do? What are the different brands? So one of the questions early was, how do you operate across 4 different brands? Because the cultures are different in all of them. We have different intranets, we have slightly different training, but then we've got to bring it together because the whole point of having Retail Zoo, the holding company, is to impart the great from Boost, and that's not just the processes and back end stuff. It's the culture and the way we do business. So making sure that's reflected too.
Just so I have a bit of an understanding. What's your position, like your title in the company?
I'm head of human resources, but I'm also head of learning development, and I'm also head up the marketing, design, and digital teams too.
Okay, so
small businesses, you do kind of lots of stuff.
In the organizational chart, right? So right on top we have. Would it be Janine or would it be what's his name?
Our CEO, Scott Manali.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. Yeah. And you have Scott. So you report straight to Scott.
Yeah.
So you're on the second letter there.
So from something I read, it said that you take what Scott and Janine say and just spread it through the 4 brands. Is that right?
It's to a large extent. So Janine particularly is the founder, and her husband Jeff's still at the business too. They're the ones who built the Boost culture, and that's what we want to make sure continues all the time. We want it. So you came to Boost to work for us because it seemed like fun. There's lots of other jobs you could have gone to. You could have gone to McDonald's and probably got the same money, right? We try to make sure that the uniforms are pretty simple. You can wear.
It was just a t-shirt that you had to wear and just black pants of any kind.
Correct, and runners. Closed toe shoes. Make sure your t-shirt's branded Boost black. Black on your bum, however you like it.
And there's either the hat or the bandana thing.
Correct. So you can still be you. We're not trying to take the you out of everything. So Janine's really great on the kids are great. They're not lazy. They're not Gen Y. Don't want to work. Kids do want to be great at what they do, and they want to have fun.
They like working for fun brands.
Correct.
That's me. I wanted to work for TGIs for 3 years. I kept missing you don't walk in and get a job at TGIs. It's basically inductions. Where they do these like that. I don't wish anyone to go have a job like that, but I wanted something that was a fun outlook. Somewhere that you go, you're still professional, you still get the job done, but you have fun, and that's what I see in Boost. When you go to a store, I love Boost. I'm not saying this because I'm sitting in front of you, and I didn't even think about. I actually went to get a Boost 11.
Nice.
I'm like, Hunter, we're gonna go watermelon crush.
Nice.
So I'm like, Hunter, we're going there. You should get one too. They'll think that we really like their brand. And he's like, oh, good. I'm like, so that's what I like about places where your job is to go and work, but working does not have to, a job does not have to feel like a jail, like a prison cell. You go, you have fun, you get work done,
and you work really hard. You work bloody hard in the Boost store. It's one of the hardest.
And you see them running around. I was down there. I think there was 5 people or 6 people, 5 people in there. One person was putting deliveries away. A stock had just come, and you look at them. They're busy, but you still see a smile on their face. They're still time. Hey, they're talking to each other, and the music's on. You wonder like these people are having fun. It's a busy place. On a hot day, Boost is one of the busiest places. Swanson Street one. On a busy day, the line just goes outside like a snake outside the store. And you look at any corporate, look at them in there. They still have fun, you know. They're still laughing. They still greet you, and they never forget to upsell. They always ask you if you want to have some banana bread or not for $2.50 or $3, whatever it is.
Good.
Extra fruit for 50 cents. And I know, coming from a hospitality background, I know what that is. That is upselling. But it's become like it's so natural for them to say it. And I do it at TGI. You know, someone asks you, order a burger. Do you want to add pickles? Do you want to add pineapple, beetroot, egg to your burger? It's just second nature, and that's exactly what you see at Boost. And that shows that is what Boost has put onto, like, you know, has taught their staff to do. That it has become part of the job. It's become part of their second nature to do it. That works. That's why I think I was quite excited when he said, "Let's do, you know, Retail Zoo." And I'm like, "What's Retail Zoo?" Look at it, I'm like, "Oh, this is good. Hey, we'll do this one." You know, like I had the option of doing TGI or Telstra because, you know, I work at these two places. The other guy works for the Accor group of hotels, and we thought, no, we go for this. This is a small company in terms of size, but not in terms of their businesses. They have a lot of business, but I'm pretty sure in terms of numbers, you're quite a small company.
Revenue or people?
No, in the office, you're like
the office
the people
is
running the
about 90
show.
people.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, we've got about another 500 direct employees in stores.
Yeah.
And then there's 5,000 to 6,000 team members out there. Boosties, salsas. We don't have any. Well, then also Chibo, of course. But they're all indirectly employed, not through us. Yeah.
In terms of in this office at the moment, how many people did you say you have again? Like
90. We're actually probably close to 100 now. We try not to grow.
Yeah.
As hard as we can.
Yeah.
But it's tough. Yeah.
And does the Retail Zoo own any of these stores by themselves? Like, does head office own any stores? Yeah.
Yeah. So Boost, there's about 10 stores nationally. Salsas is about 5 or 6 thereabouts. Chibo's 1. And Hatch, the only store we have, is a company store. Right. Yeah.
With salsas, that was started off by Retail Zoo. There wasn't like
we acquired that.
Oh, was it acquired?
Boost is the only one we grew from scratch. Our business model is to buy businesses when they get to
a certain age.
Or a certain number of stores, a certain stage of their growth where they're just looking for how do I now go to 10 stores or 15 stores or 20 stores. We come in at that point and say, cool, you've got a good brand, you've started things really well, we like what you're doing, we can help you now by investing money in you, but also by saying here's our back end, you know, our logistics, our supply chain, our IT, you know, our ordering systems, all that sort of stuff is great, and we know it works. So why don't you try and figure it out yourself? Yeah.
Because I was reading up a bit and I saw that Boost was recently, the Retail Zoo has recently joined with what's the company called? This happened sometime last year. It's on the website.
We're purchased by Bain Capital, a private equity.
That's what it is. So it was acquired by Bain Capital.
Correct.
So we
were already owned by a different private equity firm. As I'm learning, they sort of buy companies of a certain size and they build them up to a point, then they sell them. Someone who buys businesses of a bigger size buys you at that point, builds you up, and then we'll sell you.
Did that change anything really? Because one of the other things that we've done in class is mergers and things like that. Did them purchasing Retail Zoo like affect anything?
No, and we're lucky because we had a big say in it. Riverside worked really well with us, our previous private equity owners, and we're looking for someone that would work with us. So there's lots of strip and flip, horrible types of businesses out there. These guys met with us, we knew them really well, we met over and over, they assured us, you know, we work in partnership, we don't come to tell you what to do. They've been amazing.
That's what Janine said. Janine said that when she met them, she realized that these people were the one. Like when she met them the first time, she said something told her that these people were going to be the one, and it ended up being it did go with Bain Capital in the end.
So really good.
So did you have to do anything or change anything when they bought you? So did you have to merge people, or did people have to come in and inspect certain elements of the business, or were they pretty much just buying what they saw?
Oh, they'd done a lot of due diligence and a lot of work, but that occupied our CFO and our CEO and me a little bit in terms of the information they wanted. Okay. But we didn't have to do anything from there because they're American based. They don't have an office in Australia. Right. They've got a few guys based out here. There's 3 guys who sit on our board, 3 or 4, something like that. And 2 of them are active in our business and come in and work with us and advise us. And they've got great networks, great insight, great analytical ability. Some stuff we haven't had to that level. So it's been like getting free business consultants to come in and help build your business. So
Yep.
that'd be
Sounds
really
awesome.